not wonderful that we are in a third day in our program, 21 Days of Prayer and Fasting? The purpose of this exhortation is to encourage us as we continue along for 3 weeks, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Some of our pastors and leaders are going to bring a similar exhortation to all of us between 3 to 5 minutes, just to encourage us as we journey along. We kickstart today our exhortations by encouraging us about the impact and the benefits of fasting. We are going to discuss only 5 of them today. The benefits or the impact of fasting upon our lives. Firstly, fasting brings us to a position of humility and dependence on God. We read in Ezra chapter 8 verse 21. Then I proclaimed a fast there at the river Ahava, that we might humble ourselves before our God, to seek from him a safe journey for ourselves, our children, and our goods. Ezra is traveling with the former exiles to their homeland after their 70 years of the exile, and he proclaims a fast. And the purpose of the fast is to humble themselves and to depend on God. And God gave them a safe passage. They arrived in Israel. They rebuilt themselves, the temple and the walls. Let us believe together through this program, God is going to give us a safe passage through 2024. The second benefit of fasting is that it helps us discern the voice and the will of God. You are going to hear many voices in 2024, but fasting will help us discern what is the voice of God upon us, what is the will of God upon our lives. We read in Acts 13 verse 2, while they were worshiping the Lord and fasting, the Holy Spirit said, set apart for me Barnabas and Saul for the work to which I have called them. God's will for Paul and Barnabas was established through fasting. And I believe as we continue with our 21 days of prayer and fasting, God's will for us in 2024 will be established. Thirdly, fasting mediates God's favor upon our lives. Nehemiah starts his assignment when we read in Nehemiah 1 verse 4. After he heard the state of Jerusalem, he fasted, he prayed, he mourned, and God gave him favor with the Persian king. He was given letters for safe passage through hostile nations, but also resources were made available to them to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. Nehemiah 6 verse 15. So the wall was finished. Let us believe together that which God is starting through this 21 days of prayer and fasting will be accomplished. God's favor will be upon us. Fourthly, fasting breaks the power of demonic forces. Jesus tells his disciples in Mark chapter 9 verse 29, this kind can come out only by prayer and fasting. A boy who was epileptic, who was demon possessed, 1/3 of sicknesses which Jesus healed in the New Testament were caused by demonic forces or possessions. And in this instance, Jesus heals this boy, the disciples could not heal him. And later, the disciples are asking, why couldn't we exorcise? Why couldn't we take the demons out of him? And Jesus says, this kind can only come out through prayer and fasting. Let us believe God together. The strongholds of the enemy will be broken as we continue. Lastly and fifthly, fasting prepares us for a new season of ministry. Paul and Silas, we have already read in Acts chapter 13, verse 2. In verse 3, they fasted, prayed, laid hands on them, and they released them to ministry. They went to different places and God used them mightily. Let us believe together as we continue with this 21 days of prayer and fasting. People are released into a new season of ministry. Our church will never be the same. There are people who are not serving. There are people who never served here at Cornerstone. But we believe through this program, we are ushering them into their new season of serving. What are we saying through this 21 days of prayer and fasting? We are saying your life, your family, our church will be greatly impacted, and we are going to benefit immensely. Your life will never be the same. God richly bless you.